Now you could say that me putting next to no effort into how I look for a Sharpay video should constitute as a crime. However, I'm sick. Again. And at this point, I'm just hoping I have enough energy to finish this recording session. This is the third time I've gotten the sick. What the heck? You know, I'm aware that Disney is only in it for the money, but still, making a spin-off of a character that had literally zero character growth throughout 3 movies. It seems a little low. I mean, they pretended she had character growth at the end of the movie, and then they immediately took it away at the beginning of the movie, the next movie. And there was enough people who saw themselves in Sharpay, which I should remind you is a bad thing. They thought the popularity alone of Sharpay warranted a movie all to herself. People who see themselves in Sharpay are like the people who are like, I'm like the Joker from the movie The Joker. Or like if they really like Rick from Rick and Morty for all the wrong reasons, not realizing that Rick in every capacity is a failure. The media literacy of some people is just so abysmal, it's sad. And don't get me wrong, I like Ashley Tisdale. I don't like Sharpay. Her character is non-existent. She is a generic, selfish, mean girl with rich parents. I have no faith in this movie, because if they decide to give her any character, I'll just think, there is no character because of the movie ends, the moment the credits roll, it's all gone, like they do with every movie. Part of me likes to think that her reformation at the end of a movie is just an act that she puts on when she knows that she's lost. She pretends to learn her lesson so that people don't make her actually have to make up for her crappy behavior, like crying to get out of a speeding ticket, which doesn't really work, but for Sharpay it would, which also sounds like something she would do. I want one thing from this movie. Hang on, I'm dizzy. Gonna sit down. I have a stool. I want one thing from this movie, and that is comedy. If I'm not laughing, I'm not having a good time. I hope I don't have to finish this entire video sitting down. Oh, we still have the dog. Well, I guess we're starting off on a good foot. We start with a very long song number that isn't just her randomly singing, but is actually Sharpay trying to pursue a career on stage. She's approached by an agent who wants her to audition for a musical in Broadway. Sadly, her dad doesn't want her to go to New York because she only just graduated high school, and like, I don't know why her dad doesn't just go with her if he's afraid of her being alone, which I would be too, but seriously. Also, Sharpay has friends. I think they established that in the second movie, but it still surprises me.
1 adult and 1 dog. Excuse me? Coach?
But Sharpay, I thought you'd like Coach. They are based in New York. Or are you more of a Gucci girl?
Sweetheart, it's not as easy as putting pictures on boards.
I've worked everything out and used this pointer.
Everyone knows pointers make everything very official. I think she's got you, dude. I listen to anyone with a pointer. The mom decides to use her brain and realizes she has a friend with a son in New York and may be willing to keep an eye on her. So they finally decide to let her go to New York.
There's just one condition.
Fine. I love a good conditioner.
I swear, if all the jokes in this movie are gonna be like this, it's gonna be a lot harder to finish than I thought. So far, the jokes have been Sharpay making just, I'm rich jokes, which stops being funny really fast, especially if that's the only joke going on. Usually it's funny because you have normal people with the rich person. We don't have that. It's painful when you can tell the editor just used one audio clip twice, very close together.
Look. This building is pleased to have you. This dog, not so pleased.
If he goes, I go.
There we go. Okay, maybe this movie won't be awful. Anyway, introduce the boy, who will play the part of the boy, who's a film student, I guess, and is also the star of the 2022 movie Elvis.
Oh, and this is Boy.
Oh, well, nice to meet you, boy.
Oh, so that's Boy. Okay. Whoops, guess I can't call the boy the boy. Is his name Boy in universe because his parents said good boy and she just assumed that his name was Boy? Because that'd be hilarious. Slight tangent, I have a little kobold in my D&D game whose name is Alia. All her brothers and sisters are named Alia. Alia over there. Go over there. No, all of you over there need to go over here. It's a dumb joke. That's good comedy. I like that kind of comedy. So Peyton, I guess, says that his apartment complex has a free room, so Sharpay won't be homeless.
Listen, the building has two things going for it. It's got something available, and I live here.
I'm gonna use that. That's good. It's lukewarm for a joke, but for real life, I like it. Sharpay is being humbled. Rich people having to learn what normal life is like for us non-rich people. This is what I like. And I'm surprised they went this route, given that the High School Musical movies are all fairies and gumdrops, where everything works out in the end. This route makes sense, but I just wouldn't have bet they'd go for it. Pleasant surprise. In a touching turn, Peyton shows Sharpay what it would be like on the big stage, cementing that she could give up and work for her father at the country club if she wants to get her cushy life back, or she could keep going and maybe she'll live the life she wants and even more.
You just have to adapt to your surroundings. And remember that for now, this is all just temporary. Like, anything you have to do will be worth it to get your dream.
We have a montage of Sharpay living the good old New York life experience, and it's not all that interesting.
Him? He?
Yes, it's your dog that we want to audition. I sent you all the information in response to your email.
You know, I bet he knew exactly what he was doing, wording it in just the right way to make her think that she's auditioning, but really just wants her dog, or he just lied to her face. I'm willing to believe that too. She may not be the star of a big Broadway musical, but she is the star of Peyton's movie, so that's something. But also, she realizes she shouldn't pass up the opportunity for Boy to be in the musical, so at least she's not a total idiot, and she auditions for it anyway. The moment Sharpay heard this was going to be in New York, she should have known she'd have to struggle. If she isn't dressing up as Tinkerbell, taking pictures of kids in the street and getting hit on by creeps, then she just isn't getting the true rise to stardom experience. Yes, I'm just ripping that story from... I'm sick, I forget her name. It's from Critical Role. Or Geek and whatever, that whole area. More D&D jokes. But there's one other person who is auditioning. The kid from Good Luck Charlie. Jeez, Disney really is just an incestuous company, aren't they? And then they have a love at first sight sort of deal with the dogs. Because you know what sells to kids? Dogs. So let's make a movie about dogs. Here's the thing. Their audition is pretty tame compared to Sharpay's, in my opinion. So if they're trying to make it seem like he's the superior, they don't sell it. But Amber Lee, who is apparently the superstar in this movie, comes up and they just gush all over him. Except that he's 12 and so he's rejected.
How are we gonna decide?
Wait, how about we work with both dogs during rehearsals?
Wait! How about we work with both dogs during rehearsals?
Yeah, enough of men saying exactly what you said and taking all the credit. Flip the script, make them feel the pain.
I made my brother play all the dwarves. Everyone in that preschool worship me. I just want to wake up every morning and be on stage.
Okay, I see what they're doing. On stage, Sharpay is selfish. But with Peyton's film that he's making about her, everyone will eventually get to see how down-to-earth Sharpay really is. And how driven and lovable she is because they never got to see the subtle aspects of her personality behind closed doors. And I'm guessing at the very end they'll see Peyton's film and they'll be swayed by it and have Sharpay, or maybe Sharpay's dog, as the lead role. I hope I'm wrong, because that'd be lame. They squeeze in an unnecessary amount of shots of the dogs ogling each other.
Maybe I'll find fame and fortune. Actually, reverse that. Why is that funny?
Well, you see, it's not. So here's the thing. Both the dogs do exactly the same thing. Both are expertly trained and will do everything they need them to. So why are they doing this charade where they need to quote unquote figure out which one works better? The one that works better is whichever one asks for less money. Wow, he sabotages her to make his dog look good. I'm so surprised. Oh my gosh, Sharpay retaliates. I'm so surprised. This is slowly becoming incredibly predictable.
I have to take the dogs for a nap. Thank you.
Wait, oh my god. They just recycled the same clip to make it look like they were staring at each other longer than it seemed. What is with the editing in this movie?
This is my show. I'm America's sweetheart. They're paying to see me, not you two overbred verbal.
Are you kidding me? That's her character? That's her motivation? She's afraid of being upstaged by dogs? I figured the writing was predictable, but now we've taken a sharp left turn into just sad and pathetic.
Oh no, my dad's video chatting me. He thinks I live in a penthouse. I can't let him see that I live in a tiny studio in a filthy tenement with a boy in my room.
Sharpay, what you're telling me that you haven't been updating him on what's happening? Your dad, who didn't even want you to go to New York in the first place. You're telling me he hasn't been texting you on a daily basis? And the boy is the boy they want to be with you, to keep an eye on you and keep you safe. I think they're gonna be okay if he's there.
What do you mean you forgot my bottled water?
So I went to the hospital for like just 1 second to get these stitches.
And meanwhile, I had no water! Okay, aside from catching some shade from the shadow cast by your madam's apple?
I've never heard of Madam's apple before, and I'm using that now. That's good. I like to think that I have a Madam's apple. Now, Sharpay decides to be her little helper in order to schmooze her into letting her into the musical.
Amber Lee says the wire is hurting her scalp. Personally, I think she's using the wrong shampoo. But she's a star, and you know, I don't want
Wait! Roll for persuasion.
to say anything.
You're hot.
I will admit, another smart thing about this movie is that Sharpay is seeing someone even more selfish than her, and so now she has a strong look in the mirror, but of course this isn't gonna last long because her character never really changes in the end. But if there's any way to make a character grow, it's to humble them through grueling, unthankful work. Just like fast food workers. After some more sabotaging, they realize their dogs are gone, and they hurriedly look to find them. Montage of the dogs doing things because dog love. I don't care. Moving on. It's just here to pad out more time. They find them. Everything is fine.
Amber Lee is using you and you're letting her.
You don't know what you're talking about.
Where's the Sharpay that was determined not to go back home because she didn't want to work for anyone?
Then Sharpay overhears her telling the producers that she wants the dogs out of the script. So all that work Sharpay did was pointless, and everything Peyton said was true. So she apologizes to Peyton and is heartbroken and doesn't believe in herself anymore. Sharpay tells... I forgot what his name is. She tells the kid, and now they have to team and fight Amber Lee in order to keep their dogs in the show, or one of their dogs. She plants a mic on Amber.
I'm the star, not them! Somebody please put these rats with rabies out of my misery! Anyone!
Amber quits. Oh gosh, who will they get to replace her?
You. Out of this theater. Right now.
They call her back to clear up her dog's stuff, and guess what? Peyton shows them the film he's been making, and they're swayed by how honest and sweet Sharpay is, and the fact that she knows all of Amber's lines, so that also helps. You guessed it, Sharpay saves the show by being cast to replace Amber.
There's one condition. Boy and Countess split the role of Shelby the dog equally.
She kisses the pretty boy. Yay! And we end up with Sharpay doing the big part, living her dream, and just like always, everything works out in the end. Lots of good elements. The problem is that it's predictable, and there's a lot of fluff. This movie could have been like 40 minutes, and I'm looking at the script and realizing I didn't finish it.